of my heart. Now, our final guest tonight is a DJ. Started off secular, but then found the Lord. All right, so now she is a gospel DJ. She is a philanthropist. She is a mother. She is an entertainer. And now, with tons of gospel jams under her belt, she honors us here tonight, DJ Kezz.
Hey, well, that was wonderful.
It
That was a
wonderful?
wonderful introduction.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Hey, hey.
Si sasa basi nisikie kakitu nishtue. Shock me. I'm joking. I'm joking. Welcome to the show, Kezz.
Thank you for having me.
You look so
Amina.
elegant.
Thank you. You too.
I'm digging the look. I'm digging the
as
look.
I was
Thank
coming
you.
to see Amina. Amina is a queen of looks, so I had to
Thank
put my best foot forward.
Yeah, I see it. I
Ulijaribu.
appreciate it. Ulijaribu sana.
Thank Jesus.
Sana ulijaribu. You're a mom.
I am.
How was your daughter?
She's awesome. I know she's not watching because she's asleep now, but she's wonderful. 8 now.
8.
That's been good.
God has been very good.
Yeah.
Let me be African. Are you planning on another one? We're waiting to find the someone.
I have children.
Oh, your
I
children.
have still children.
So you homeschool her?
I used to.
Oh.
These days, I have gone to a place where it's become so much. With all the titles and all the work that I do, it's become a bit much. So I handed her over to very well-trusted teachers who are doing an amazing job with her. But I started homeschooling her until she was 6, 2 years now in school.
Oh, so it's school, not like a homeschooling center now?
No.
So just school, regular.
Yeah.
So you're one of those chicks who, if, you know, the opportunity was that you'd have been those stay-at-home moms,
You know?
who teach
I tell God,
and do everything themselves.
I tell God to dare me with 100 million.
Oh, to dare you.
Only 100. And see
Akushtue.
what I can do.
What are the first 5 things you would do, though?
Be a stay-at-home mom, do a lot of charity work, especially with the kids, because they love doing that. And another thing that I'd love to do is travel the world. I want to globetrotters, man. I want to travel. I want to see far and wide of the wonderful creations of God. That's 3. What else would I want to do?
4.
My God. Sleep a lot. I love to sleep and rest my body.
So you just
And
be
read a
getting
lot
the
of
money
books.
to chill. You're
Yes.
like, give me the money
Yeah.
so that I chill.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he thought. That's not what he thought. So you mentioned philanthropy.
Yeah.
What are some of these projects that you're a part of?
I love working with young girls. I got pregnant when I was 17 years old, had my daughter when I was 18. And I like working with young mothers. I went through quite a hard period in my life at that point, having a baby, being a baby myself. And if I am able to help young mothers who are going through the same thing as me, the most that I can do is just be there for them, help them navigate that period of their life. Because a lot of people think once you have a kid, it's over. A lot of people are told it's over. It wasn't over. I'm here. So if my testimony and what I did can inspire somebody else, can encourage somebody else, that's what I do. So a lot of young mothers, a lot of young girls, not just the mothers, those who have become mothers, but girls as well. Advise them, educate them, show them the way to achieve dreams. Even with my example and yours, you know?
Yeah.
So I love to work a lot with young girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
so
that
I
you
do a
said
lot of that. I also do, my team and I were able, during the COVID period, to build a church. In my hometown, we have taken food, relief food, home to places where people have not been able to get food, especially during the COVID period. And now that the economy is a bit tough. So we visit families that are having a hard time, give the little that we can. Yeah.
You made your name during COVID.
I did.
The whole world was shutting down. Not Kezz, though.
No.
Kezz was just like, we are getting started. Welcome
Yes.
to my experience.
Let me tell you. That's actually when I switched from secular to gospel DJing.
Oh, it was COVID?
It was during COVID.
You were like, the world is ending.
Yeah.
Let me find my way.
Let me. No, well, that was also one of the reasons. But more than anything, I think I had always I've been born and raised in the church. My mother, my grandmother, the whole family are church folks. And then I went, after I got my baby, I got mad because I got excommunicated from the church because I got pregnant. So when I got excommunicated, I got mad at God and left the church, did not stay for almost 5 years. So when I finally came back, all through the 5 years, I was having a hard time doing secular DJing and feeling like there was just some heaviness. You know, when your conscience is not feeling like it's right, But I always had an excuse of, God, if you provide me with a way of making a means to feed this baby that you've given me, I'll move, you know. And then the world shuts down. And now there was no means of making money. That excuse was gone. And so God was like, okay, so now make it. Now do what you got to do. So I thought to myself, I have never had anybody play Adventist music. I'm an SDA. Play SDA music anywhere. DJing, that is. So I said, start DJing. And that was the beginning of the rest of the history was that. Because so many people were watching, so many people were vibing with what I was doing, and especially because I was a secular DJ who moved to gospel, so many people were also attacking me. So it was like a balance of both worlds.
People attacking you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like,
isn't that supposed to be a celebration? That is supposed to be celebrated. No?
That's what I thought.
Wow.
No. Actually, 80% of the people were mad that this chick who was DJing in the clubs is now out here DJing gospel music. For what? For why? Why?
Can you? But I don't think you can gatekeep gospel music.
You can't. You cannot. If today you guys decide here at the trend to do gospel, a gospel edition, nobody can say you shouldn't. Why not?
Why not?
Who's the perfect? No. So it was terrible, and people saying you deserve to be in the club, you deserve to be in the world, you deserve to die. I've gotten death threats about that. So it's crazy.
Just because you decided to switch and play music.
It's crazy. But this I learned because of my excommunication. The actions of human beings cannot be the level at which I judge God. I've gotten to experience this God myself. So I don't need a human being to tell me he wants this and does not want that. I know I can ask him directly, you know, I can talk to him. So people will always give their opinions. Feel free to do that. I don't need to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of hate when you switched. You know, I didn't even know that part from, you know, DJing secular music to gospel music. Please tell me about the roller coaster when you decided to be a musician. When you said, I want to sing for the Lord, there was now even more hate, I understand.
Yes, because I moved from secular DJing to gospel DJing, and there was hate. And then, you know, once people feel like they start getting used to who you are now, now they're used to DJing, you bring something else, how dare you?
Who do you think you are? Switching up
what
on us every time.
And then the worst of the things that happened is that my style of music, I love to do a lot of really hype music. My songs are praise songs. And where I come from, like my church, we don't do that, you know. But DJ Kezzs is not that. So I do the kind of music that I feel speaks to me like that and will speak to people like that. So there was a lot of hate in that. So every time I release a new song, last year, December, I literally had to leave. I handed over all my social media accounts to my manager, and I told her, I'm done. You do what you got to do. And I took a 2-month sabbatical. I was like, nah, it was too much.
But your songs have views, and your lives used to have a lot of people on them. So all these people are joining to just hate, or what? There must have been
there are
a huge support. Okay, so there was a fan base as well.
Yes, there are people. The hate actually is coming a lot from the fan base, from the people who've known me as an Adventist DJ, who are now wondering, okay, why is she singing with dancers or people who have dreadlocks and things like that? I have a song with Guardian Angel. Yeah. They're like, Guardian Angel is a secular artist. He's not. You know, I have a song with Rose Muhando. Rose Muhando, you know how she's Madam Energy.
She is.
So we danced a lot in Badilika, and people are mad because why are you dancing? Well, because I want to dance for the Lord. That's all. That's all there is to it.
I actually want to hear what Osoro has to say, because I know Osoro is also SDA, and maybe he can explain to me, because I didn't know that it was that strict. I mean, I know you're not supposed to pierce, and makeup is a problem, and how you dress. So you were just like going against everything.
You see, and I understand where they're coming from, because this is a denomination that has rules of its own, the same way everything has rules of its own, and I understand that. But I do not consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a spiritual person. And my connection with God does not have to go through a church or a person to be strong. And I think the judgment and the connection between you and God has to be personal. So I get it that people, or Osoro is a comedian and he's an Adventist. Why is he acting songs that are like this?
Or why does he make inappropriate jokes?
Why
Which
does
he does a lot. I hope the church watches our show.
Does he?
Does he? Just who is Ndenga?
Osoro wewe, tutaku excommunicate.
Mambo yangu ngumu.
Can they now? Okay, so when you switched as a DJ, other than the hate comments, they can't excommunicate you from the church,
No,
can
I
they?
don't think so. And if they do, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Osoro, so I know you know Kezzs.
Yeah.
I know you know Kezzs.
Mimi ni mzee wa kanisa.
We were talking about.
Kesho naamka naingia Sabbath school pale 7 nipanguze viti.
Yes.
So
Okay,
whatever
so
you ask me, tafadhali jua my elders are watching. Go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
Now, Osoro, so she's explaining to me something, and I want you to confirm it for me.
Yes.
That, you know, there's no praise music. I mean, the praise music isn't, you guys don't jump and dance. It's not litty. It's not turned. That's against your rules,
Yeah,
I
we
guess?
don't. Like it's, you know, our church is very reserved. Yeah. We have our own way of worship. And I think it's a church I love. And I won't say much about the church because this is an independent body, na iko na uhuru. In fact, this is what they say.
Whoa, umeenda wapi sasa?
Amina. Kwangu kama niko na sheria. Kama unasikia ni kama kwangu sheria zangu ni nyingi. Wewe songa tu bila kuongea vibaya kuhusu kwangu, si ndio? So I think what I can just say is we are very reserved and we know. Just that sometimes we question, you know, we have a mind to think, we have a mind to question. And mtu ambaye labda uta question saa zingine unakaandika wewe ni rebel, wewe ni nini? Ni nini exactly So if you have the free will to, you know, to ask questions, alafu wewe ujiambia hapana, mimi by the way as a person I feel hivi ndio niko sawa. I mean at the end of the day mlango ya kuingia mbinguni ni moja, tutapatania huko mbele.
Tupatania huko mbele.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that is how you say a lot of words without really saying anything. Without really saying anything. Osoro was like, Mimi
Amina, let me tell you, you're putting me on the spot. And I know what you're doing. Hata Kezzs anajua kitu unanifanyia.
No. Okay, it's true. I wanted Osoro to vocalize it and say
no. Kwa magazeti.
It's different. It's, you know, times have changed. And because I remember when Willie Paul was having the same argument about why can't we have love music or like, you know, music that we can dance to as Christians. So he wanted, why do we have like rap and dancehall and all these other genres that are sort of like catered to secular? We also want to listen to that, but just for it to be gospel.
One of the things that we have to understand is that...
Oh, and one more thing. Sorry, there's a club now. I don't know if you've seen a club in the United States.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that. Yes, a gospel club. Yes. No alcohol, no nothing. Just go there and listen to them praise. And what I've seen that. I think that's a wonderful idea. Because Osoro does not think so. No. I understand. One of the things that we need to understand is that God has given these people talents. Whatever we've done, if for me it's DJing or singing, or for Osoro it's acting and comedy. If for another person it's dancing, dancing.
Wow.
Well,
I've known Kezzs for too long, so come on, I'm not a good person.
You're a wonderful person. Don't worry. You're a good person. I know him for a very long time. Him and his family are great friends of mine. Yeah. So I think all these talents have been put in us by God, and for a reason. We cannot choose the talents to grow and the talents to discard. If we do that, we risk losing our children, our youths, the people who have this talent to the world. They'll go do it somewhere else if they cannot be appreciated here. How hard would it be to feel like you can do that thing that God put in you in the church? Why go do it out there? Why can't I DJ in the church? It makes sense, fine. I can't do it like Mother Bao. But why is it so hard if I do it on my page? You know, it's a talent I have. And the other thing is that even these meetups, the club they've opened in New York, the Gospel Club, we have limited so much of these fun activities to just things that you can do when you're outside. You know, You can only have a hangout where there's nice music and good food and soda, in our case, SDs, because I'm soda ni soya. We've only limited that to those kind of meetups, to places where there's clubs and alcohol and secular music. I think it would be really dope if we have hangout places that just plays Christian music, or just, you know, where people of the same gathering can go and enjoy their time with their families and whatever. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I mean,
like that. So just a quick one.
Yes.
When you were being excommunicated, because of the teenage pregnancy, was the boy responsible also excommunicated?
No.
Oh,
but he wasn't from the church.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because I
got raped. That's how I got pregnant with my daughter, and I wasn't confident enough to talk about it, to tell anybody about it. Not that anybody bothered to ask anyway, but it's okay. It's okay. I tell it because all these things are important to be spoken about. At that point, I felt like it was the time when the people who I would have looked up to, or who were a representation of Christ here, would have taken the time to understand that. As in my case, because I was a child, I was 17, you know, but no, that's why I speak about it, so that these things can be done better. We can't lose these people to mistakes will happen. Say, for example, even it wasn't rape. Still, people make mistakes. And if people make mistakes, that's the time to correct. When somebody's down, it's time to pick them up, not to throw them away.
Exactly. I never understood that about being excommunicated.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry.
As Osoro said, this is a church that has its own rules. I'm sure different places have its own rules. And I guess this one happened the way it happened.
But even after they found out about the sexual assault, it still didn't help?
By then, after a while, I got reinstated back into the church.
Okay. Oh, but by that time, you were still angry.
Oh, I left. I figured 5 years round in the world by a son.
I mean, I didn't know that. Yes, Osoro.
I mean, I think I do agree with Kezz, and such a sad story. But again, I came to realize one thing with this church of ours, this reserved church. There are people who've taken their personal character and they make you think that's a representation of the church. Mtu tu ni dictator kwake, so akiwa leader pale, feel that is what the church wants. I came to realize it's a very beautiful church. Like, go worship elsewhere. Enda UK, enda US, mahali nimeenda nika worship. You'll realize, I said it via Facebook Live.
Where?
You'll realize they're very liberal-minded and open to, you know, they'll welcome you, Navile Uko. And I think that's a representation of who Christ really is. But one of the things I've been asking myself, that's, I mean, Kezz with her ministry as a singer. For me as an actor, you know, we've been acting in church, like the story of, you know, Joseph, nini. And then ukikuwa mkubwa, ukikuwa actor, unaulizwa. Mbona una act vitu za shetani, you know, the spirit of God haiko against mambo ya acting. But I was acting in church and you were clapping for me, you know. But then nimekuwa mkubwa suddenly. That is why I told you, it's a person who has a problem. It's not the church, it's a few individuals who are in leadership,
I hear
I unfortunately had to learn that the hard way, that other people's opinion is not representation. Yeah, it's the people that are there. It's the people that are there.
So you ended up now releasing Final Say.
Yeah.
Which was to address all this? Or?
After all the negativity, towards the end of the year last year, I decided, you know what, the only way I'll speak about this is with an answer musically, the best way I can do it. Final Say is an answer to anybody else who thought that I was done, and not just now, even before, who thought that I had no future, who thought that they could disqualify me, who thought they could talk whatever they wanted, the negativity, all of them, and saying to them that unless God has said it's over for me, it's not. So Final Say is a mini album, an EP we called it, that has 7 tracks. The first one we played here that I featured Rose Muhando, who I met last year on our trip. I went for Mediata. I have Unipange, which I did with Becca Tick, Timeless Noel, Jabi Didi, The Man and Benachi. I have Final Say, the song. I have a song called Kikombe, a song called Huyu Mungu, a song called Irene Baba that is in my native language, American. And I think those are 7.
Yeah, they are 7.
So those beautiful songs, and Hold My Hand, and Hold My Hand. Those songs really spoke together into the theme of God is the final say for our lives. Not just for me. This is for anybody out there who may be going through what I'm going through, what I went through. This is your confidence. This is a song an affirmation that you can say every morning. You can listen to and say, for as long as God has the final say in your life, you're not done.
You're not done. That is so true.
Yeah.
Oh, especially when you keep on seeing all these negative things all the time and you think, oh my God, like, what is it going to affect? Will I lose something because of this? Will I not be able to get work? And then you do.
And then you do.
And then you realize, oh, sawa tu ni kupayuka tu.
Imagine.
Kuna mtu mwingine.
Imagine.
Ako in charge.
Imagine.
Kezz, you are such a phenomenal woman. I'm so glad we got to hang out. I wish we spoke for longer. You are so
Thank you. You're a wonderful host.
Good energy. You have such dope energy. I really like high-fiving people. Anyway, thank you so much for coming through. What's the final thing you want to tell people before I say goodbye?
Go stream Final Say. It's an amazing EP and enjoy it. Thank you for other people who support. And I think the message that I would want to pass, even with my story and just going forward, is that each and every person has to check themselves individually and make a point to be kind every single day. Just be kind to your neighbor, to your friend online, because you never know what people are going through or have gone through. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that is her final say. Get it?
Hey.
Thank you.